Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Stationeers. In the previous episode we have set up this logic system in order to fill up our greenhouse with gases. In today's episode, of course, we want to actually grow some stuff in here. As you can see, I've already done some beautifying work by actually adding the flooring. I've also been on another mining trip in order to gather up some more iron. So in due time we will have more of these hydroponic trays. There's one more thing I installed in between the episodes, and that is another active vent in here that just leads to this passive vent in the greenhouse. This is going to allow me to actually come in here without wasting too much gas with my double door setup here. Now there's one more thing to consider, and that is there might be instances where we want to take apart a wall, and of course we should be able to actually drain the system before anything else. So maybe we have a quick look downstairs and see where we would have to connect this. So this is the pipe where we actually filter out stuff. So I guess we would want to lead it back into this pipe and let the filtration system take care of the rest. So maybe let's go ahead and open up this floor. I'm also gonna take this pipe apart. Now we should maybe check where we end up like this. Doesn't really look like we're gonna have enough space. I think I have to do it one block further away. Oh, where did this go? Panels are flying all over the place. Yeah, I'm fairly positive we could come up here. So let's go ahead, take away this crating, and then I guess we're gonna choose this very corner block here. Oh man, I've made a complete mess right here. Let's actually find the T-junction, get this in place, and then fix the rest. I've got 9 more pipes. That should just be enough in order to get ourselves up there. Let's see, I'm just gonna go all the way up to this point. Can we actually go one more? That would be perfect. That means I should already be able to actually fix this up. Now thinking about it, I might want to take a separate power line in order to achieve that. Because I want to be able to drain the room upstairs without it filling up immediately again. So I will have to shut down the system, and if we hook it up to the same power lines, then I cannot depressurize the room. So we need to lead up another power cable. Alright, so we have a couple of convenient cables right here. I think I'm just gonna take apart this corner here. And then we're gonna make a junction out of it, though I need like a corner junction. Something like that, and we can go up straight now. That should theoretically be good, right? Let's just hope for the best. I'm just gonna bring this all the way up, just like the pipes, though right here, of course, we're gonna run into slight issues. So maybe we take a curve. I mean, essentially, it doesn't matter how ugly it's gonna look in this block. This is all gonna be covered up soon. And there we go. This should stick out of the ground, theoretically. So let's fix up this frame, and I'm gonna meet you upstairs. Alright, there we go. We have our 2 connections right here. This is actually more or less perfect. I'm gonna take apart one of these floorings here. Just this one, I think, should be good. And then we're gonna slightly change that so that we can have an active vent here with the pipe connecting to it. So I guess I'm actually gonna make a couple more cables, and we're also gonna need an active vent, of course. So yeah, as you can see, we now again have 231 iron ingots. Let me actually see, how many plants do we have? We have 5 soybeans, we have 5 corn, we have 5 wheat, and 5 fern. So that's 20 plants. I mean, maybe we can already afford the rest of the hydroponic trays. At the moment we have 11, so we would need 9 more, which means 90 iron, so we can totally afford it. Let's freaking do this. I just saw it, hydroponic tray, there we go, 9. Great, looking forward to it. We got our active vent and a whole bunch of cabling. That should be enough. Let's already fix up the draining system. Let's see, an easy way to do it would be to place it right here, which means I need to redirect these cables a little bit. That's actually bad. I need to take this apart very briefly, but I don't want stuff to drop down all over the place. So something like that. Is this gonna work out? I think so. I like it. Where is the active vent? Right there. So can we place it here? No, I have to do the frames first. So take my torch right there. Beautiful. And then you take my active vent like that. This should be working. Let me see. We want to set this inwards, so it sucks stuff in. And it's also working, so that's good. Last but not least, we should go ahead and collect our hydroponic trays. They should be crafted by now. Oh geez, it's a chaos. I wonder if there's a contraption to make stuff automatically go into a safe inventory. I mean, this is crazy sometimes. And there we go. So let's see what we can do. I think I'm just gonna complete row after row. So we're gonna start with this one. We can set up 3 in between each. which means the 9 I currently have. Let me actually first take apart the pipes. Now, I'm not entirely sure if everything is lost in the pipes that you actually deconstruct. I suspect it is not lost, but being pushed into the rest of the system. The reason I suspect that is because there's nothing being released once I destroy it. I don't think in this game the gases can get lost this way. This would otherwise seem like a really cheap method of getting rid of stuff. But there we go. Everything is fixed up. The first row of hydroponic trays is done. We have a way to drain the room and keep all of our gases if we wanted to, so that is good. Yeah, I think we're actually ready to finally set this up. Now there's one more thing I want to test. Let's make a quick save game. I want to know whether or not my plants right here can actually survive without the pressurized room, but they simply don't grow or produce any oxygen. So let me plant that right here. Let's see what happens with that. Ah, okay, so it is actually dying. Is there a way for me to... Oh, I just lost all of my stuff. So yeah, the plants are definitely dying this way. Good to know, good to know. Okay, save game reloaded. It is time to actually activate the system. Let me close this door first. And something we always need to do. And then I guess we can just go ahead and start the system. Why the heck not? It should be filling up, pressurizing, you know? Yeah, there we go. Pressure is already going up, so we should collect our plants. Let me see, we got some stuff here. We can actually put one in my bag, and there's a little bit of space here as well. So I can grab all of the seeds. Okay, let's actually go in here. I can close this door now, and what we should be able to do is open this one up and set... No, actually we don't even need to set this on, right? Yeah, this is absolutely not necessary. Only when we go outside it is necessary. Good, the temperature is already -7 degrees. That's not too bad, so very soon we're gonna reach the desired amount. Yeah, I guess let's just wait here a little bit. Oh, by the way, what I did is I also made a couple more tablets, so I don't have to switch my tracker chip and atmospherics and stuff like that. I think this one is for the atmospherics, so we can already see what's going on. Yeah, it is pure CO2, that seems to be good. The degrees are still going up, so let me just wait a tiny little bit until we have reached the desired temperature. Ah, the sun is coming up. Oh, this is great. This is gonna be a great day. We have now almost reached the temperature, or actually we just reached it. So it's set to about 27 degrees or so. Hopefully that is gonna be enough. But you can see adding the second memory module in the previous episode did pay off, because these machines are not alternating between each other anymore, and therefore we are saving a lot of power. So let's go ahead and actually set up a couple of these plants. Look at it, it is not dying, so that is good. I'm just gonna plant everything right now. We got that as well. We want to utilize most of the day. You can already see it starts growing because we do have sunlight. Look at that. Pops into the first stage right away. Good. And last but not least, we have some right there, the soybeans. Ah, look at that. We can already see a little bit of atmospheric stuff going on. So maybe we take out our tablet and... Oh, what is happening? Is the power critical? I don't know. But we can see, look at that. Already producing some oxygen. This is actually amazing. Oh, this is actually going a lot quicker than I thought. So thinking about it, we might need an extra system in order to get the oxygen out on a more regular basis. It is also getting a lot warmer than it should be. We can see the cooler is now on. And we're already at 20% O2 versus 80% of CO2. Oh, this is insane. Let's have a look at those. They are not dying just yet. That is good. The temperature is going up considerably, I have to say. So maybe we have to set it at something lower. Or we have to add more of these guys, more of the radiators. Now, let me see what happens if I enable this system here. This should theoretically filter out all of the oxygen very quickly. Ah, but the kilopascals are going up this way. Oh, that's not good. So now we are at 57 pascals, and those guys, they still seem to be okay. That is interesting. Let's just leave this on for a little bit and see what happens. Ah, of course, then this guy is turning on. Ah, that's not really what I want to see. I don't think we have a lot of CO2 in this system, to be honest. Let's shut this off again. Oh, I forgot to turn on the filtration. Ah, I'm such an idiot. Okay, we already reached the next growth stage. Now, a problem that I've discovered is that the active vent here is much quicker than the filter. Ah, look at that. I think we can already harvest a couple of these guys. I wonder if this has a next growth stage. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer. Now, I really wonder if this is still doing something, the filter here. The idea would have been to keep this on and this one on constantly for at least one growth cycle. But it seems as though we are losing pressure this way. This is not good. We need to make the system more automatic in some way or the other. At the moment, stuff is heating up considerably. What a great sight though, guys. It's kind of working. We just need to automate it a lot more, I would say. Now, one question is, will the plants die as soon as there is no more CO2, or will they die at a certain concentration of O2? So it looks like the corn and the soybeans haven't grown just yet, and oh no, the corn is gonna die. Actually, everything is dying at the moment, so it's also way too hot in here, I see. Oh, that's not good. Let's maybe do some analysis. What have we got in here? This still has a good minus temperature, so that is not the problem. Maybe just one of these machines cannot keep up. Another thing could be that maybe this system isn't the best to actually do this. Okay, so stuff is being sucked in right here. We can see in this pipe we have an incredible amount of gases. We have O2 that is trapped in here, and we have CO2. Alright, in this pipe we have our O2. That worked actually, and in here we have nothing, I think. Yeah, in this one here we have the same pressure as on the outside. So if I enable this filter, then this one here is going down. But it's not going down fast enough. So maybe actually we fill up and drain the room with each harvest. Maybe I could have left the CO2 and O2 mixture, not mess with it at all. So the temperature is also not going up this quickly. And then after every harvest we just drain the entire system and refill the room. I mean, it just takes like 5 minutes to refill the room. Okay, at the moment we have nothing in this pipe network. Let me see if I enable this one here. Holy cow, yeah, this is filling up so quickly. This is just incredible. No system can keep up with that. You know what, let's test it one more time, but this time we're not gonna mess with anything other than just pressurizing this room in the first place. So I'm gonna be right back with the second experiment. Alright guys, we are back, and it is actually the next in-game day. It seems as though the corn requires a little bit more than a day worth of sun in order to grow. Everything else I already harvested. If we have a look at the readings right here, at the moment we still have 96 mol of O2 and 62 mol of CO2. Now, one thing I noticed that really helps out if it gets too hot in here, which it really easily gets during the day. If we enable this active vent for just a little bit until we drop below, let's say 30 or so kilopascals. Just taking out a little bit, you can see the temperature drops down tremendously. That is because new CO2 air is actually incoming, and that of course is cold air. Anyways, with that out of the way, I would say we know what we have to do. There are a couple of things we need to fix, but first of all I want to harvest all of the corn, and then we're gonna disable the system. Now, it would actually be nice to have a switch right here in order to disable the system. What we can do is simply open up this panel, and I guess we could add a switch to the cable we have right here. You know what, that is actually something I'm gonna do right away. We're gonna close this door right here. I can enable this guy, and we're taking out all of the pressure right here. We can also hear it. There's no atmosphere anymore and no sounds. Now, one more thing I would like to change is this lower temperature. I think it needs to be even lower. Let's go down to 295 or so. And the upper temperature, which we have at 305, I want to lower that as well. That's the wrong one here. I want to lower it to about 300 or so. So the cooling system acts a little bit earlier. Cool, so what do we need? We need a switch to enable and disable this system. That's what I want. So let's close this off for the time being, and we're gonna go ahead and craft a few things. Let's see, logic switch, thank you very much. And I'm actually also gonna craft a couple more walls. I'm gonna need like 4, let's do 5 just to be sure, and a couple of steel sheets. First things first, I want to go ahead and install the switch, and I think we can do this without any issues. Just going in here. Let me open up this panel. Yeah, we shouldn't lose any air this way. Something like that. Beautiful. Let me grab my switch and place it right there. Absolutely great. Now I want to go ahead and actually name this switch. Why the heck not? Just to not be confused. Switch greenhouse. Confirm. And what we want to do is we want to enable the APC unit with it. For that I need an additional writer unit. No, I don't have the space for that really. Well, I guess we could also have the writer unit on the outside of the room. I got all of my walls and steel sheets right there. We're gonna need one logic I/O, and that should make the system complete. Now, since I really don't have the space upstairs anymore, I think it's enough if we just hook it up to the same system, and this here should be the same system, right? So one logic writer right there, and all we have to do is connect it. Yeah, this should actually be fairly easy. Just need to cut and replace a couple of things. And last but not least, a corner block right there. This is perfect. Let me see, our input right here is going to be the switch, but the switch greenhouse, of course. Then the output is going to be our APC greenhouse, the power control unit. And what we want to do is we want to set it on and off, of course, using the switch. There we go. So that means at the moment it's probably off because the switch is set to off. Let me actually fix this here. Very briefly, there we go, 1, 2, and then I have my wall kits here. So let's see, yeah, that's what I thought. At the moment, of course, it is not powered, but that is absolutely fine. We can simply manually close and open it. Okay, let's see, if I enable this, then the system right there is enabled, so that's good. Everything seems to be fine, and I can disable the system just like that, and it's gonna stop. So that means we are now capable of enabling this guy, but with this switch here, and then everything should be sucked out and recycled into my system, being filtered out at the bottom. Yeah, let's just keep this running for a little while, and I'm gonna check with my tablet. Whoop, come back here. Yeah, pressure is slowly but surely going down. This is actually perfect. I like that with the switch. Man, just the last bits and pieces go really slowly, I have to say. Oh no, I ran out of battery. Oh well. We can actually check on the top right. As long as there's still a temperature, there's still a little bit of atmosphere left. Now, one thing I should have done is actually hook up these two doors to the normal system, just like this vent right here, so I can open and close them without having to use the pry bar. So I'm actually going to note this down as a mental note for this room as well. There are still a couple of things I need to do to make it more convenient and especially more automatic. At the moment it requires a lot of intervention, but the plants do grow very quickly, only 1 day or so for most types. There we go, it is 0 degrees, which means everything is gone, hopefully. Oh geez, I always click the wrong button. But that is fine, it's not going to be wasteful to now open up this door here. And we want to finish what we started here by making it look beautiful. Let me see, swap the wall just like that, and we're gonna cover most of this up. Can have one more here and one more like so. Perfect. Let's fill these guys up with the steel sheets, and there we go. This is the final result. Doesn't look too shabby, there are just 2 cables. I wasn't able to use a cable that perfectly fits these guys. Not all possibilities are covered with the shapes you have for the cables. But there we go, guys. I'm pretty happy with our progress. We now know exactly what we have to do. Well, maybe not exactly, but there's still gonna be some experimentation. At the moment, I'm happy with what the system is capable of. Maybe to wrap it up, let's also filter this out so everything actually goes into their respective tanks. Now, thinking about everything, I possibly want to pressurize this room here as well, or at least make it more convenient to get in here. What we could do, for instance, is have another airlock door right here. Or we could have an airlock right here and also keep this room pressure... No, actually we can't do that because of the furnace. This guy, I think, can mess things up for me. Oh well, so many questions, so much stuff to do still. But yeah, guys, with that out of the way, I would say we're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.